What is up, my fellow quirky folks? Today we're going to talk about the next Bond. Daniel Craig led the Bond franchise successfully for 5 movies and 15 long years. He started off on a high with Casino Royale, then Quantum of Solace took the franchise through a big Skyfall off a cliff. Thankfully for us, Skyfall resurrected the franchise as it ended up making over $1 billion worldwide. Spectre wasn't the best of the franchise, but it had enough muscle and the trademark Bond class. Daniel Craig was about to quit the franchise after Spectre, as he had been playing the character for almost 10 years. And being a perfectionist, he always tried to make the physicality of Bond look really good. But 10 years as Bond took a lot out of him. He grew tired of it and did not think he could pull off another outing. He almost quit, but Bond producers convinced him for the 5th installment of his solo franchise.
What do you expect, a bloody apology?
And it's really good that Craig returned for it and got an exit worthy of a gem. The goodness of No Time to Die actually made Quantum of Solace feel like a bad dream. It was a very personal ending, but now Craig is totally done with James Bond. His exit in this one was among his terms of returning for No Time to Die. But as the movie claimed, the title of 007 can be passed. And at the end, we got the confirmation that James Bond will return. The Bond owners will take a call upon the actor replacing Daniel Craig in 2022. His replacement will obviously have some big shoes to fill. But until the casting, we could at least present you with a list of actors who are more than capable of playing Bond, James Bond. Before we get to it, I'd love it if you guys would hit the subscribe button. And we've got some cool stuff on our channel, so be sure to check that out as well. Okay now, for our first JB casting choice, we've got Tom Hardy. If you look for the actors capable of playing Bond across the internet, one of the 2 names you'll find for sure is Tom Hardy. Christopher Nolan recommended him for 007. And we all know that he is a great actor after his performances as Bane, Mad Max, and several others. I'd love it if he becomes the next Bond. But he has got a great thing going with Venom, which is a pretty recurring role. By the time we get the next Bond movie, Hardy will at least be 47 if not more. So, the age factor might deter the Bond producers from casting him. They'd probably want someone who could lead the franchise for the next decade or so. So, Hardy may not be the next Bond. Moving on, the second most obvious Bond candidate you'd find on the internet is Henry Cavill. This Brit is a total maverick. He almost played Bond back in Casino Royale, as he was the second choice after Craig. But now, he has found his mojo in the industry. Warner Bros. Is probably wasting their chance of cashing in with his Superman. But Netflix is certainly using him well for The Witcher. He played a great spy in the very underrated film, The Man from U.N.C.L.E. Sorry for the spoilers if you've not seen MI6, but he did extremely well as the villainous spy in Fallout. Netflix has also locked him in for Sherlock Holmes. And now, he will play yet another spy called Ergil in the movie of the same name. Since Matthew Vaughn plans to make Ergil a trilogy, Cavill may not get to be the next Bond. That's because he already has 3 high-profile roles excluding Superman. So, let's move on to my next choice, and it's none other than Tom Hiddleston. There's no denying the fact that this guy has got charm.
I suppose we'll find out, won't we?
We love him as Loki, and that's obviously his biggest role. But those who have seen The Night Manager would agree that Hiddleston can certainly play a great James Bond. He'd be popular with the ladies, and he would also be able to deliver some cool action sequences. But the name that I want more than anyone right now is Richard Madden. Just look at him. He is perfect for the part. He is just 35 years old right now, and he has got a high-profile role in MCU's Eternals. But I believe that every big actor could hold at least 2 big franchises at the same time. So, Madden could do that with Icarus and James Bond. He has got the charm and the physicality to pull off a great 007. For those who cannot picture him as Bond, could check out Bodyguard on Netflix. I'm sure it'll change your mind. Besides that, Game of Thrones and Rocketman have also shown that he is just great. I've also got another idea for how this franchise could be continued without a James Bond.
I'll kill them all.
No Time to Die showed us that 007 is a title that can be passed. So the one who could continue this franchise could be Lashana Lynch. Her character replaced Bond as 007 when got retired from MI6. So now that Craig is done, the franchise could continue with Lynch as 007. But the film ended with a promise that James Bond will return. So, I guess the next Bond will have to be a male. And for that, the next candidate could be Regé-Jean Page. He became a huge deal after Netflix's Bridgerton turned out to be a major success recently. Although, it is quite sad that he is leaving the show, but his fans might love it if he ends up playing Bond. He surely has what it takes to play the part. But if not him, then I believe that Clive Stadden could be a pretty cool choice for 007. After Christian Bale was done with Batman, Zack Snyder's vision was to get in a very experienced Batman who was in the latter half of his fighting career. He did that successfully with Ben Affleck. So what if the Bond owners were to come up with a similar idea? They could have Clive Stadden to do the same thing that Ben Affleck did with Batman after James Bond. Stadden could play a rather older experienced Bond who is in his 40s, but still in peak physical shape. And the benefit we'd get with him is that he is just 40 right now. So, he can play James Bond for at least 10 years, if not more. And I guess all the fans of Rollo from Vikings would support the claim for Stadden's Bond. Another great name that's always around the Bond circuit is of Cillian Murphy. He has been in several Christopher Nolan movies till now, but people actually love him from Peaky Blinders.
He looked at me the wrong way. It's not a good idea to look at Tommy Shelby the wrong way.
And now he is going to play Robert Oppenheimer in Nolan's next movie. So that role, and the fact that he is 45 years old, might push him away from the 007 gig. But I'd say that he is still good for it.
There's no rest for me in this world.
Anyway, let's move on with our list as the next name is of Oliver Jackson Cohen. This is a Brit with a great heavy accent. He'd be a good choice for Bond if the producers are looking for new blood. We saw him in The Haunting of Bly Manor and The Invisible Man. But playing the next Bond could be his big break. He's big and handsome and totally has what it takes to be a young Bond in a reboot. But another great factor about him is that he's in his early 30s right now, so he could continue the role for a very long time if things work out. But if not him, then I'd like to suggest the familiar face of Charlie Hunnam. Sons of Anarchy is what made Charlie Hunnam famous, but after that, his career took a few dents as he didn't return for the Pacific Rim sequel, and then King Arthur also bombed. His work in The Gentleman was pretty good, and I believe that he is just one big role away from major success. While most people think that big role could be Green Arrow, I think that he'd be a solid contender for James Bond as well. For number 11, I've got Sam Heughan. Apparently, there are many fans who want to see Sam Heughan as 007. He recently starred in Netflix's SAS Rise of the Black Swan, but who knows, he might get one of the biggest gigs in Hollywood with James Bond. And last but not the least, I'd also dig Tom Hopper. He also featured in Rise of the Black Swan, and he has been doing well for himself on Netflix. He plays number 1 in The Umbrella Academy. This big guy has come a long way from getting burnt in Game of Thrones, and he is also one big role away from ultimate stardom. So, I guess Bond could offer him that opportunity to grow. Okay, that's all for now. Which of these 12 actors would you like to see as James Bond? And if not them, then who would you want to cast for the infamous part? Let us know in the comments. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. And don't forget to check out some more fun content on our channel. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye!